Speaking of a pessimistic anticipation of the future, what a great way to put it. I've got some terrible news for you, Tom. We're all going to die in 18 months and not 12 years like they keep promising us. A headline from the BBC: climate change, 12 years to save the planet, make that 18 months. These people are like a doomsday cult. They're just anticipating the comet to come and they're going to just jump on the comet and go somewhere else. It's really frightening to see how like you say, there's a hopelessness for the future that I think is really bad to instill in an entire generation of people. But I think they just need the urgency so that they can justify how much they want to tax me.
Well, also, I think it's that media thrive, mainstream media thrive on negative news. And in particular on this issue, I was actually speaking to an editor of a leading Eastern Canadian newspaper. I won't say who because it's somewhat confidence. I asked him, why don't you show both sides of the climate debate? He said, oh, well, we agree with David Suzuki. I said, yes, but do you have anybody on staff who has even a Bachelor of Science so that you could actually judge as to who was more likely right? And he said, well, no. And so then I said, well, then why do you do it? He said, well, our advertisers wouldn't like it. So I thought about it. Yes, that's true. Negative news sells. A big headline that says, global temperature has risen a trivial amount in the last, since the beginning of the 20th century, it's virtually nothing. And even since 1880, we're talking about 1 degree, which has been a beneficial thing. That kind of headline doesn't sell press. So if you're going for high circulation numbers, yes, catastrophe sells. But there's another factor, Sheila. Many of the sponsors in newspapers are using the climate scare to generate their sales. Okay, they're saying, buy our product and we're reducing greenhouse gases. We're going to save the world. Now, if you spend $12,000 on a newspaper ad, the last thing you want is Tim Patterson or Tim Ball or Ian Clark writing an op-ed on the other side saying, you can't stop climate change. So I thought about it. Yeah, it's largely financially driven when it comes to the media. It's partly because they're left wing and it's part of their laundry list of ideals to support this. But I think it's also largely financial.
That's an excerpt from my weekly show, The Gun Show. It airs every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Each week, I bring you an informal interview with an interesting newsmaker or citizen activist you might not have heard of, but who is making a big difference in Canadian politics. And we'll talk about issues in a way you'll never see done in the mainstream media. To subscribe, go to therebel.media/shows.